Hi everyone, my name's Diana Malice. So this week, in week 4 assignment, I was trying to find some research and some different articles that focused on different things happening in Africa. Because usually on the news, and they talk about Africa, we have a lot of misconceptions about how they're a poor country and they're dying in all these different ways, from starvation, from genocide, from just whatever you can think, disease. Like, it's all negative things. However, I did find something that was positive. It was a little tricky because the news likes to focus on the more negative things, but I was able to find something that was positive. So I searched on BBC.com, I searched on CNN.com, but I found something interesting. It was from the New York Times article online. So I found Central African Republic armed groups reach a peace deal. So to kind of summarize this, a peace deal has been reached between the government of Central African Republic and 14 armed groups. This was an ongoing problem. They had been arguing with each other, fighting each other for the last 5 years. And they were finally able to come to a peace deal after their, in a quote, first ever direct dialogue. And it was between the United Nations and the African Union. So, I thought this was a positive thing, because usually a lot of the time, when there are a lot of fights or wars going on, it's kind of hard to reach a peace deal because both sides think they're right. But I think this worked out for them because they had been going at each other for the last 5 years. The agreement, let's see what I have. The agreement shows rare hope because there was high risk of genocide, and the people were desperately in need of, the government wanting to take support over the humanity. Like, they wanted to have their people protected. And so they finally reached a peace deal that allows them to do that. This took a while. Many religious leaders were killed, and then they were going after the government, and then they just started going after each other. So they just wanted to make sure that the people were protected. So they really pushed for this peace deal to happen. But it didn't start right away. They've been ongoing for 5 years. They didn't start this talk until last month, and they finally came to a deal earlier this month, actually, last week. Last Thursday. So the United Nations Security Council voted, and they extended an arms embargo on the country, and it's what the government urged for. So it's good that they were able to eventually come to an agreement, even though it did take a while. So just things like that. I saw some other articles where they made plastic dhow, and I know somebody, I watched some of your guys' videos, and I know that was very important too. So I thought it did change my view on what really goes on in Africa, because if you dig deep and just don't focus on the broad news articles that they're given, you can see that there are some positives, even though the news loves to focus on the negatives. So I think that my perceptions of Africa have changed a little bit, because it can be anywhere in the country, and you have there are people who are trying for change, and it's not just in the United States, it's all over the world. So I thought that was positive things to focus on. So that was basically it. I hope you guys find some other positive things too, and I hope it changes your perception of Africa as well. So, see you later.